Imagine being asked to design a master plan for an entire city. You'd have to account for roads, power lines, residential areas, businesses, and future expansions. That's not unlike what enterprise architects face when they're tasked with building robust architecture frameworks for large organizations. They're not just creating a blueprint for today. They're designing something that must support growth, innovation, and transformation for years to come. I'm Rob Llewellyn, and today we'll dive into how you can build enterprise architecture frameworks that not only guide your operations, but also empower long-term success. So whether you're leading transformation in a corporation or consulting with large enterprises, mastering this is really critical. Enterprise architecture isn't just a technical exercise. It's about aligning business strategy, processes, and technology to ensure everything works together smoothly. Now, unlike traditional IT architecture, which primarily focuses on systems and infrastructure, enterprise architecture looks at the whole organization. It connects how value is created, how decisions are made, and how technology supports every function. Think of it as the organization's nervous system, coordinating all the moving parts. Now, when done right, a robust enterprise architecture framework can reduce costs by eliminating redundant systems, improve agility by streamlining decision-making, and really accelerate time to market for new products and services. Now, let's break this down into 3 key elements you need to get right. First, there's the foundation of your framework. Every robust enterprise architecture framework rests on 4 pillars: business, information, application, and technology architecture. Business architecture defines how the organization delivers value and what processes support that. Information architecture focuses on how data flows and how decisions are informed by that data. Application architecture defines how software solutions support business needs. And technology architecture ensures you have the right infrastructure in place to enable operations. Now, if one of these pillars is weak, your entire framework risks collapsing under pressure. So the goal is to create a balance where these domains are aligned and work in harmony. Now, the second key element is framework customization. While a lot of organizations start with adopting well-known frameworks like TOGAF, Zachman, or FIAF, blindly following a framework rarely works. Your business is unique, and your framework needs to reflect that. Successful organizations take an adaptive approach. They start with a recognized framework, but then they tailor it to their specific needs. For instance, during a digital transformation, a leading financial institution tailored TOGAF to their unique needs, resulting in improved alignment between IT and business units and much faster decision-making. Now, this might mean simplifying certain aspects or adding new components to better support their strategy. The real power comes when the framework isn't just something architects talk about, but something that really drives business decisions. So to get there, it's really critical to engage stakeholders from across the business, not just from IT. And this brings us to the third and perhaps the most important element, which is implementation. Building a framework is one thing, but putting it into practice is where most organizations really struggle. One effective strategy is staged implementation. Rather than trying to roll everything out at once, successful organizations often focus on delivering value in phases. They start small, prove the value of the framework, and then build momentum. And this approach helps to reduce resistance and gain buy-in over time. But even with a phased approach, stakeholder engagement is non-negotiable. I've seen organizations with beautifully designed frameworks fail simply because key stakeholders weren't brought on board. So it's really essential to communicate not just what's changing, but why it matters. When people understand how the framework helps them achieve their goals, they're far more likely to support it. Another common challenge is governance. Without proper governance, even the best designed frameworks can fall apart. Governance doesn't just mean rigid control. It means having the right structures in place to ensure the framework evolves as the business changes. And this includes regular reviews, feedback loops, and mechanisms for adapting the framework as new technologies emerge or business priorities shift. Now, tracking key metrics such as stakeholder satisfaction, reduced time spent on manual processes, and faster integration of new technologies can help measure the success of your enterprise architecture framework. And speaking of future changes, future-proofing your framework is key. The business landscape is constantly evolving with new technologies like AI, IoT, and blockchain really reshaping industries. So a robust framework isn't static, it's designed to adapt. That's why leading organizations build in adaptability mechanisms. They create spaces for innovation within the framework, ensuring it can accommodate new technologies without disrupting existing operations. By doing this, they don't just survive change, they really thrive on it. So what's your next steps? Well, start by assessing your current framework, or if you don't have one, identifying which foundational elements you need to build first. Engage your stakeholders early, define your key pillars, and focus on phased implementation. Remember, building an enterprise architecture framework isn't a one-time project. It's an ongoing journey that requires collaboration, commitment, and continuous improvement. So if you're ready to dive deeper into building robust enterprise architecture frameworks, check out the resources linked below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.